the market represents a separation, you understand? An individual separation of everyone, in which creates a situation of demand and offer. It's no longer brotherhood as families, as it used to be in the tribal lives, and as he conceived life. Because in those times there were transformation happened. And an expression of that incredible separation of individuals, the market came up. Before was more about exchange. In brotherhood and in oneness, there was a sense of belonging, of family. When there is that is cut off, if you know, I make an effort and I put all my energy into producing something that someone else can need, and then I sell it. So that represents an attitude towards each other that the master was punishing.
I completely understand what you've just said, I think, and I understand that Jesus would be appalled. But being kind of violent and seems sort of a trifle out of character.
Oh, I see. Well, you know, a master always manifests in the form that the students or the people who are with him need to. And many times it's in reflection of what is meaningful for them. So if the only way they would pay attention is by him creating such a mess, he probably had to do it, because otherwise nobody would have listened to him. So he raised the attention of everyone and produced the situation that followed.
Was it the attention of the market people or anyone else who happened to be there, or both, just everyone who was around?
Everyone. He was teaching everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yes, please. Can we pass the microphone that way?
I'd like to change the subject from Jesus Christ to me. You said this morning that something about self-absorption being a part of the problem, and continuing the... So I'd like to understand a bit more that, and specifically with regard to what I find difficult, what takes me away from being at home is often pain or physical agitation.
It's not true that you ever out of home.
Okay. In order to stay present, when I am...
Don't buy into those thoughts.
Okay, can I be more direct? I feel extremely agitated physically this evening.
All right.
Very, very in pain. I feel pain. When I sit still, it's pain. When I don't sit still, it's like wriggling, like this, itching, and it's a horrible feeling. And it's like a form of endurance is required in order to stay present. And it's the question is about pain, and it feels like it gets in the way, or it feels like it has to be burned out or tolerated first.
I see.
So that, because then peace comes, because I've experienced it many times, that then peace comes.
So what's we're not working now?
Well, it's a question about time, because You said many times it's not about time, it's not an evolution, it's always there. But my experience is that there's a movement which is through pain and discomfort, which is unsettling, and then peace comes, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yes,
if it comes. So it's a bit similar to the question just now about how to be at home while going through that without being completely self-absorbed, and yeah.
Well, this idea of being completely self-absorbed is an idea.
Well, forget the self-absorbed bit. I was trying to put two questions together, really.
Whatever remains after I forgot what you told me to forget is also an idea.
What?
I say, you told me, you kindly gave me one word to forget, yes?
Yeah.
Of the whole sentence, yeah?
Yeah.
I forgot it, okay?
Okay.
And I said, whatever remains after I forgot the one that you gave me to forget,
Yeah.
is also an idea.
It's also an idea.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was a question rather than an idea.
No, but it comes from an idea, the fact that you are not complete or you're not self-aware. You're using the word self-absorption in a way, yes?
Yeah.
Of being absorbed in something, yes?
Yeah. The question is just how to be with pain.
The answer is you don't need to know how to be with pain because you already are with pain. So there is someone else wanting to know what you already know what to do.
Well, I have an idea that there's a certain way to be with it that will take me home.
Where are you now?
Right now, I don't know.
Are you home?
I don't know.
So check out.
How do I check out?
Well, so you are somewhere, no?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
And is this home?
It's all I know.
Huh?
Yes.
It's all you know, yes.
Yeah.
So this is home.
Yep.
So now you know you're home.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your question? How to know if you're home or how to be home?
How to be home when in pain.
When exactly? Well, you are here, home. When
I'm not in pain now because I'm distracted
no,
by the conversation.
but you're always here when pain arises.
I'm always here, yeah.
And when pain is happening, you're always here anyway.
Yeah, it's just.
Where else would you be?
But it's not very nice. It's not the home you describe.
It's not very nice because it's memory, the one you're talking to me.
No, it was only a few seconds ago.
Oh, that's a little memory, no? It's a young one. It's a young memory. It's better than an old memory. But they're all memories. And they have a quality. And, you know, no matter what you want to do about it, it's always a slice of this, which is here. It's always a little slice, you know? So when you said it's not as nice as you describe it, is that truth?
All I know is that there are different versions of being at home for me.
Of course, yes.
And sometimes being at home feels really good and sometimes it feels terrible.
But being at home doesn't have any feeling itself.
That's the problem.
No.
I mean, that's what I'm struggling with.
Well, that's because you haven't observed deeply.
Mm-hmm.
That the feeling is after, the feeling happens on home.
Yes, so actually this is the point. The point is that when there is pain, it feels like it fills the entire space.
Because you give all the attention to the pain.
Yes, so that's why my question is how to be with pain.
To be with pain is to be like you do normally. Like I answer, you just are with pain. Pain is happening in you.
But you mentioned attention, so
yes.
one can either move the attention somewhere else, like, or be completely, it encompasses all the attention?
Both are valid, because both of them are innocent.
Both are innocent.
So the fact that your attention is absorbed in the pain for a certain period of time within its own, it doesn't make you different than what you are now.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to find out, this is one of the things you have to find out when you're checking your base. You have to realize that that's one of the things you need to understand, that in spite of all the things you think shouldn't be happening, you're still home. And if that is clearly understood, then you wouldn't worry so much about the absorption in the pain. Because if I tell you, look, you can withdraw from the pain and control yourself and think of something else and sing a song, you know you're not going to do it. If I tell you, don't think of an elephant, you think of an elephant, you know? So if I tell you, don't get absorbed in the pain, you're going to get even more absorbed in the pain. So I'm just saying, don't worry the absorption of the pain, it will pass. Just concentrate in home and understand that you are okay with it. And that you survived it as well now, because you're here and you're intact. So all that approach will help you to be with the pain, yeah? And to discover that you can afford it. And that's the whole fear, that you can't. You think, oh no, but in reality you can. And most of it is produced by the absorption. You know, the pain is produced by the rejection.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
So if you loosen, it will last a lot less. It's almost as if you say when you say yes to it, it disappears.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it feels like because it's not like I'm living pain.
No.
I feel that it comes to test the surrender that I have.
Yeah,
and
possibly.
Each time it's a bit, it took me by surprise.
Yeah.
And that's the edge of my ability.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it does feel like an evolution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Would it be possible to have a little fresh air if there was a lack of oxygen?
Absolutely. Open it all. Oh yes, please. There's a little window up there. If you can open it or open the curtain.
For me?
And then, entonces la canción sigue así. Porque él anda en una carreta, ¿no? Con bueyes en el campo. Entonces, porque no engraso los ejes, me llaman abandonado. Porque no engraso los ejes, me llaman abandonado. Si a mí me gusta que suenen, ¿pa' qué los quiero engrasar? You know what he says? He's going on a chariot with an animal in the front, pulling it in the countryside, yeah? And he sings, because I don't put grease in the axis of my, yeah. They call me abandoned man, someone who doesn't care, because I don't put grease in the axis of my. They call me. They think I'm abandoned or that I don't care. But if I like the music it makes, why should I put grease on them? If I like the music that it makes, why should I put grease on it? And I said, it's really, really boring. Follow the steps. Demasiado aburrido seguir la huella. Sin nadie que te comprenda. Sorry, I don't need silence. I have nothing to think about. If I like the sound it makes, why should I put grease on it? He was happy with that. He was going through the fields, and that noise was making something that in his silence became a melody. And it changes sometimes, the melody and the tone, depending on the ground. He realized how to go higher and how to go lower. Speed, the holes. He could use it as an instrument. And if he put grace, he loses the instrument. It's the stories of my people. Yes, please. Tell me.
This probably sounds very naive, but for clarity's sake, am I right in thinking then that our thoughts and feelings emerge from our home?
Yes.
Simple as that.
Mm.
And then we mistake them for us.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
I thought you would never ask.
I think you've said some time ago that whereas we all have the potential to open to the truth, we all have different capacity for that, and that depends on a lot of mysterious elements, one of which of course is karma.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So I was thinking, is it satsang that...
Satsang what?
Is it satsang that increases our capacity?
No. Satsang is knocking at the door that if it's meant to open, will open. Yeah? You understand?
Yes, I think I'm still thinking about this thing about how to increase the capacity to fulfill the potential. But
Well, exactly. That's the answer. I mean, increasing the presence in satsang, increase the capacity, because the door, you never know when it's going to open. If it's meant to open, it's going to be a miracle. You understand? But ideally, you want it to open when there is guidance, and not when there isn't. In general, when it opens, there is guidance. But sometimes we lack the capacity of recognizing it. So satsang is a kind of guidance that is very versatile in the sense that contains a field of language and fields of energy. So it comprehends many different levels of your existence. So when that door opens, if there is satsang, or as a cause of that, you increase the possibility of creating that flow internally. Because what happens with the light is literally that you can get blind with. So then the teachings and the teacher and satsang itself helps you not to get blind with it. So it helps you to look at it, but not face to face.
because then you'd reject it.
Mm-hmm. So it helps you to look at it from many angles, many different angles, including the individual, the devotional. Yeah? And that's what you want when your heart opens, that you have guidance to know how to, as I said before, it's not just to walk, it's to keep the pace. You can have a look, but can you live from peace? Can you just, you understand?
Yes.
So then it's all the requirements possible for the best of possibilities are presented, and support is there, emotionally and intellectual, and peace to support the whole situation, because without the peace it's very difficult to sustain the light. It's the same as if you need to go and walk on a rope and you're drunk. It's not a good idea. It's much more of a chance to fall than if you're not drunk. So if you're sober, so the satsang gives you that sober clarity of your actual experience. If you get drunk, you just fall into interpretations of confusion. And this is why it's difficult, and this is why many times happen that you seem to think, not you, but in general, that I'm not answering your question, or I'm talking about something else, and you kind of get disappointed because you linear kind of thinking you want to talk about what you ask for, as if it's that what we have to talk about, and and I'm answering to you from a different place. So it's always reshaping, you see? Cutting fences and sharp corners. So you don't hurt yourself with a immature misunderstanding. Yeah.